Sixth gold coin. Ultimate job security. Quality is a key factor which we always look for in our surroundings and in our life. You might have heard a number of times such buzzwords like quality of car, quality of fabric, quality of food, quality of work, quality of relationship, quality of living, and so on. Now, the interesting question is, how can we achieve it, and what does it actually mean? The definition of quality, as per the International Standard on Quality Management Systems, is totality of features and characteristics of a product or service which can satisfy the customer's stated and implied needs. Stated needs are those which can be expressed on a piece of paper, like a contract, and implied needs are those which normally cannot be expressed on paper, however, are always expected by the customer as the standard features of the product or service. For example, when you go to a restaurant and want to order food, you refer to the menu card. All the details on this card from which you choose are like the stated needs. Now, when you order food, you have expectations in your mind that it will be brought with clean utensils and that the food will be hot. Now, have you asked your waiter about these requirements while placing the order? No. These are actually your implied needs. So if all stated needs are fulfilled, but some of the implied needs are not fulfilled, let's say the food was not hot, will you be happy? Now, in this context, if I ask you a question like, "Are you a quality person?" you can surely give an affirmative answer only if you can fulfill both types of stated and implied expectations from all of your stakeholders. Unfortunately, many employees mainly focus on the contractual requirements of their job, i.e. their stated needs, and forget about the implied needs from their employers. Let me share an interesting secret with you. In this universe, we are all entangled in a relationship of customer-supplier. In every role we are in, and in every moment we are in, we are either a customer or supplier to someone. For example, in the above example, when you have gone to a restaurant, you become a customer. What about when you went back home and with your kids? What do you become? Yes, of course, you become a supplier, and your kids carry fulfillment of certain expectations from you. Similarly, when you are at your job place, you instantly become a supplier, and your company expects something of value, service from you. So the stated needs in the company are those which have already been given to you in the form of an appointment letter or job description and clear expression of what is expected. This acts as a barometer for your performance evaluation and which you are obligated to fulfill. However, the implied needs are those which the company does not normally write in the contract, but surely expects from you. For example, a company wants its employees to be trustworthy, to treat customers and colleagues with respect, and manage all decisions in the best interest of the company with utmost integrity. Are all such similar expectations written? The answer is no. However, it still plays a very vital role in your growth and sustainability and job security within the company. So if you want to obtain job security, if you want employers and supervisors to consider you too valuable to ever let go, if you want your services to be in demand on the job market, then you must stand out from the crowd. This you can attain only by becoming a quality employee for the company, by managing the totality of features in both the stated and implied needs as described below for fulfillment without any compromise. The word valuable, as per the Longman's Dictionary definition, is, it is worth a lot of money. The interesting factor is that in our organizational context, we are not paid according to the number of hours we spend in the company, rather the amount of value which we bring to our workplace during those hours. It may sound strange. However, I can give an example within your company. you can see that right from the CEO, the managers, supervisors, workers, down to the office boy, each one of them are spending the same amount of time, that is, 40 hours per week. However, their paycheck varies in vast proportion. Why? Because they are not being paid according to the hours spent at work, rather the value they bring to the workplace by virtue of their professional contribution. Have you ever realized that although we work in companies as employees, we are all entrepreneurs by default? We are like the CEO of our own range of services, which we provide to our employer and are then compensated with financial values accordingly. It is irrespective of what our job titles are or who signs our paycheck at the end. So the reason why many people do not go beyond certain heights for a long period of time in their professions is due to the fact that they do their job with an employee mindset. They just try to focus on the number of hours each day spent at their workplace to earn their salary for the day. They are always interested in getting extended lunch breaks or short leaves. They always try to gauge their paycheck by the amount of effort they put into their work and do not stretch beyond the call of their duty. That's why they just do enough not to be shunted out of their company, and their company only gives them enough that they should not leave the company. Whereas there is another breed of professionals who are also in their jobs with different job titles, but they are doing their job with an entrepreneur mindset. They always keep their eyes open and their mind active to seek out any challenging projects where they may volunteer themselves to learn more. They are always creative and stretch themselves to be more skilled, confident and creative, and disciplined enough to seize opportunities that present themselves on the way. They are not hooked on the concept of a 9-to-5 job, and so during that process, they become an asset for the company by virtue of their heightened contributions. Their success then becomes beyond what the world economy dictates at that time. If you are interested to attain that entrepreneur mindset, then always force yourself to see the future in the present, so that you may find a way to take advantage of any challenging situation or projects rather than be burdened by them. As you know, being an entrepreneur means always taking full responsibility and finding a way to keep yourself actively working toward your dream. If you focus on contributing more and more by virtue of your work in comparison to what your paycheck depicts, you enter in the zone of value enhancement at your workplace. Secondly, do not limit yourself. Seek all the opportunities available where you can take initiative and volunteer for projects and extra assignments. This approach will provide you with an opportunity to learn more and also attain more responsibility. The people who attain more responsibility by virtue of their attitude are the ones with the bigger titles in the long run. Remember that your professional attitude always determines your professional altitude. If you want to emerge as a quality employee, then know your duties inside out and pay attention to detail. The more you know what to do and when to do it, the more it allows your supervisor to devote his attention to other areas in the company. When things go wrong, most people will follow their human nature and shift the blame to others. Yet quality employees are not afraid to take responsibility for their actions. Self-professional development is the key, because you can contribute only what you yourself possess. This should not be limited to a long wait for an organizational nomination to attend some courses. Rather, feeding your consistent hunger for learning through other channels. During my speaking career, I have come across many successful professionals with an annual development budget which they have allocated for themselves, and there is no surprise that they become more valuable and are paid better in the long run in comparison with their other colleagues. However, it is very important to set your professional career direction with utmost care. All jobs and professions have at least one thing in common. Their purpose is to solve problems. The greater and more complex the problems, the greater the demand and the higher the income for the positions needed to solve them. Yet, amazingly, many routinely gripe and complain about tasks they think are beneath them. They never stop to think that if such tasks did not need to be resolved, they would be out of a job. A quality employee is one who stays on track. He or she doesn't allow things outside the job to creep in and steal his time, attention, and energy away from doing what he has been hired to do. They remain focused. Too many workers do only what they are required to do and nothing more. You can instantly increase your value to the company by going above and beyond what is expected of you, such as being willing to take on duties that others refuse to do. Remember, today's workforce is largely made up of non-motivated, indifferent, irresponsible labourers who are more concerned with self-interests than with the interests of others. The above-mentioned hallmarks of quality employees will automatically set you apart from the crowd. This will increase your value in the job market and will provide you with job security. And this will also help you to become an effective worker and leader in the world of tomorrow. A metaphor for one's career is like building a skyscraper. Just recently, a high-rise building was being constructed near my office. I watched it over the last couple of years through my office window. How did this huge, magnificent superstructure emerge from its foundation? It went through various development phases, and now it is touching the sky. I realize that our professional growth and career are shaped up almost in a similar pattern. What an interesting analogy. You know that the very first thing which comes to mind before constructing any such building is its design. This comes up in the imagination of the architect, and then it appears on the piece of paper. Can someone construct such a beautiful building without having detailed drawings, project quality plan and resources and so on? Don't you realize that if such a building requires imagination, goals, and completion target dates, then our career goals and ambitions require the same? This is a key philosophy of quality employees. Let me ask you a very frank question. What is your blueprint for your career growth and professional success? Where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? What resources, skills and development will you require to reach to that end? If you have answers to these questions, I would surely like to shake hands with you to congratulate you on your authentic future success. But if this is not the current situation for you, then allow me to say a word of caution here. This path will lead you nowhere. You are on the way to constructing your professional superstructure without the necessary foundation work, imagination, detailed design, and project quality plan. Imagine what the future consequences might be, since you are the one who has to live in that building, which is your professional career. Remember, like the smallest possible journey requires accuracy of details and direction, so do our life and career. In our career and life, we will not get what we need. Rather, we will get what we deserve by virtue of our self-development and professional contribution. This is a fast-paced world, and it has only one phenomenon. That is the survival of the fittest. I can elaborate it with one such example. One day, while driving on the road, I observed that one car behind me was flashing its high beam lights at me, and the driver in that car seemed to want to throw me off the road. I immediately changed lane. The driver just passed me by with a wisp of air. I realized it was my fault, as I was driving slowly on the fast lane. In our real professional life scenarios, this is very much the case, where there are multiple lanes available and you have a choice to set your pace. However, there is one specific fast lane available where you need to travel fast to reach your goal. If you are a slow runner on this professional career path, then you are taking the risk that the fast movers will speed over you. Don't you think that it is happening every day in our lives? So the only choice you have is to speed up to match the pace of the changes which are happening in your professional environment, and it is a constant challenge without a break in between. What is the passion inside of you that will drive you to do the work, even if you are not being paid for it? That which makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning, ready to take on the world? What is the passion that will help you keep going when everything around you appears to be falling apart? What is the passion that inspires you to give 110% of yourself? What is that real passion for you? If you already have discovered that passion with your current work, then you are doing a labor of love. And let me be frank, that without passion, you are a victim of your circumstances and are only following pension in your work life. Remember, when we are passionate about something, we carry a circle of intense energy around us. We work much harder without being supervised. We get more creative, and we inspire and coach others who work alongside us. If you are currently not in the job which makes you passionate, then the best way of pursuing your passion at the beginning without leaving your current job is to devote at least 4 hours per week for researching the work you are passionate about, even if you are not being paid for it. Because the act of following passion allows you to gain skills in areas in which you are already strong and pushes you to become better and better, and you finally emerge as a quality employee. In this way, you can create a body of work that will grow and transform, and someday naturally will become your full-time job. Simply being passionate in your work will give your life greater meaning and purpose, and it will also significantly help you to increase your chances of success. Once, I was conducting job interviews for various positions in my organization. I realized that I had made my decision regarding the selected candidates within the initial few minutes of interviewing, and that the rest of the interview process was just to validate my initial assumptions about the candidate. This is also statistically proven by some surveys that the majority of hiring decisions are always made in the initial few minutes of the candidate interview. Have you realized the importance of these initial minutes to consolidate your image as a quality employee during the job interview process? It is also proven that the strongest characteristic displayed by interviewees is their confidence. If they do not believe in themselves, how can they expect others to believe in them? Remember, generally all experienced recruiters hire by first assessing the candidate's attitude and then their skills. The more positive and genuine the candidates are, the better prospects they have to carry on to be selected. Your integrity and honesty is very vital in the job selection process. Truth gives you liberty. You do not need to always recall what you have previously said, and it also boosts your self-confidence and morale. So be original. You are a unique individual and have your own differentiation as a quality employee. Build your case on this factor and your chances will begin brightening up. Focus on your unique career highlights and unique selling propositions. Build your presentation around these. You must do your homework regarding the company you intend to apply to and be specific in your job search approach. Your networking skills are very vital, as almost 80% of the job interviews and the jobs are attained by virtue of referrals. So build your network gradually and make your presence known by your differentiated skill sets and contributions in the job market so that you can emerge as a quality employee. Summary points. 1. Quality is the key factor in life. It is the fulfillment of both stated and implied needs of a customer. 2. We are entangled in the universe with customer-supplier relationships. 3. In our professional context, we are being paid in proportion to the value which we bring to the workplace. 4. Self-professional development is the key to achieve success. 5. Our career development is similar to building a skyscraper. 6. Survival of the fittest is the only necessary mantra for success. 7. Work only in line with your passion.